Z, Kappa. Yeah, those are probably my faves. Yo, what's up, Bubbles? Burton was actually wondering where you've been lately earlier. I don't know if Burton's still here. Pog Champion's an awesome emo. Bubbles is here. Burton, you were wondering where he's been lately. It's a Damn it, Dragon Goop. Not that much.
I've been locked in by the Sharingan cult. Mangekyo Sharingan folk, beware. What's up, my brethren?
Even weight throw. It's my favorite number, 8. XD. Sometimes, Aura. Look, I have to pick a number between 7 and 9, so okay. movie? Yeah. Upside Down is pretty exciting. Here we go again. Will there be shower cuddling? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't there be? Thought I was far enough away from that attack. So that was kill. Well, it seems to be working, Applejack. Your face when I can't stop resetting. Oh, dude, the Moonlight Greatsword is awesome. I've never used it, but it looks like a pretty awesome weapon.
Alright, I gotta change something here.
Hydrate. Excuse me, High Hornstein.
Very interesting. Brother! Snake! It's time for us. All of us.
For that, we will rock them with the middle. activate like a single step in the steps, but no. Hello? Fucking button right here. Hello? And I was trying to time
Hey, what's up? Are you okay?
The way to come here, to come down.
So. I actually have a live stream event right now that I'm hosting. Hold on, I can take a moment. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I have an internet channel that I'm in charge of, and I'm doing a live event right now. So hold on, let me just let people know. Hold on. I can talk, but just give me 1 moment. Oh, no. I'm good. Hello? No. I'm telling them to wait. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. What's up? Oh wow, those are hard classes. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. That's true. Yeah, I know. I graduated from that. The Yeah. Yeah, that's a really tough load. I hope you're not overdoing yourself. Think if you have to drop class instead of failing, drop it. I'm just trying to help you like understand. Well, if it's not enough, don't get angry at yourself because nobody's perfect. Just resign the class that's least important, or that you're doing worse than that you're doing worse in. You know, like if you have a problem with the class, because I know you study hard, and sometimes like you just got to do that to protect your GPA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but
I did it before. A lot of people I know have done it. It's kind of professional advice. It's not like happy advice. You know, it's like protect yourself. That's what I mean. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm gonna put. Is it okay if I put you on speakerphone? I'm in my room. Cause I'm eating my dinner right now. I'm actually eating my dinner and doing live stream. I'm doing so many things at the same time. But I want to listen to you, right? So I would put you on speakerphone. Nobody can hear you. I'm in my room by myself, so you don't have to worry.
yeah, because like I get to the tradition, like I think like
Yeah.
I think like my friends last night say like they
Wait, your friends said what? Well, listen. Tradition is important, but you have to understand, you know, like interpretation. You know what interpretation means?
Yeah.
People interpret their own traditions differently. Okay? So, you have to understand, like, different people may impose, like, do you know what impose means? The word impose? Impose means to, like, force ideas on another human being. People that interpret tradition differently than you might try to force their idea on you by saying you're not doing something right way. Don't let that peer... I know, my mother did too. My mother's from near Russia. She spoke Russian until she was like a teenager. Like, she has same culture thinking. But not everybody in your culture is the same, thinks the same. Even though the education system says everybody thinks same, it's not really true, right? Like, for example, like the Japanese people I'm around, some of them, like I had older Japanese women go on to like dating website for like international marriage or something, and she actually looked at my profile, and when I looked at her profile, even she says like prefer white male, she looked at me anyways, and then on her profile it says in English, please no Asian men at all. You know, Yeah, but she's old. She's old, like your counselor's age, like my age, you know. But like the way of the tradition thinking is, if you go to like the countryside in Japan, away from Tokyo area, there's no mixed people. But if you go to the countryside in the Tokyo area, fuck, like there's just mixed people everywhere. It's even assumed if you are mixed that you're probably part Japanese, even if you have no direct Japanese relative. And so the way that people kind of interpret how they strictly accept or reject foreigners is affected by that environment. So like maybe, you know, Yuko, when she proposed to me when I was dating, we had a problem with Japanese from different part of Japan, from the middle of Japan, far away from the city, right? But people from countryside, from near the Tokyo, they were very accepting. Even my professor, who Japanese, old man from before World War II, and his family was partially involved in the war, he would give me the ticket of his dead wife and his, so me and Yuko can go to classical music concert every weekend. That's really expensive, very classy, and he's very, very fucking traditional. He would actually be so traditional and mean, it would make my ex-girlfriend angry. She would complain to me. She would say, he's so mean and so traditional, but he likes you so much, you know? But then the Japanese people from the countryside, who are away from the Tokyo, away from the big city, closer to other big city where there's no mixed people, not as many non-Asian foreigner, they would actually kind of criticize her relationship with me, saying, oh, you should date like this guy after a longer time of waiting, or, you know, it doesn't look so good. And then sometimes they would ask me to go out on date with them, even they would tell my girlfriend, don't date me. You know, so they kind of lie about their being traditional, and then secretly behind their friend back do something different. You know? I dated a Chinese girl older than me, woman. I dated a Chinese woman older than me when I lived in the countryside, you know, and she tried to like kind of trick me into marriage by lying about being pregnant and stuff like that. So just because people like say they're traditional, don't be tricked by their social game, because they'll never admit it publicly, but privately sometimes they're just using that to manipulate people. Very often, more often than not, to be honest. People aren't that great. People are selfish. They lie, cheat, and steal. And I'm telling you to protect yourself. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like the girl would say to my girlfriend, don't date this random black guy. And then I would get like essay asking me to go on date and vacation with them from the same girl that tells my girlfriend it's always bad tradition to date like this black guy.
Yeah.
So don't believe people when they say that. You could pretend you agree with them, you could pretend to agree with them, but you don't have to agree with them. It's your life, you know, and you choose for your life. I mean, this is how you have the power for success. You're a woman who's trying to become successful in the science and medical field, and that's not common for women. So traditionally, you shouldn't be getting educated, right? But you're not living that path, so you have to choose for yourself and be true to yourself. You know, like, you gotta love your family and stuff. That's natural, that's biological, but don't let people who are not trying to help your success, don't let them control your life. You know what I mean? Like if my friend like helps me like pay the rent or something, and he says, get your PhD, don't worry about living in Japan, because he doesn't know my Japanese is almost fluent, so he's gonna say that for trying to help me, right? I'll still listen to him seriously. But if like somebody else is like saying the same thing or opposite, but they're not actually caring about me in like very physical, obvious way, then I'm not going to really pay too much attention to them. You know, because they're not really being serious.
You know what? I think like you kind of like make a friend or like know people like really quickly because you can meet a stranger and just talk about anything. And like I kind of like you know like last time like even like my friends will okay just like talking share like the
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was interesting. That was very interesting. That was really.
They know like they kind of know like you say like you might be the first known like they actually know like from African American or like Africa or they know people know so they feel really strategy to think like you might be the first one to know like Obama.
I am the same ethnicity as Obama, though. Seriously, that's not like a joke. That's a fact.
Okay, but a lot of people would not looking like Obama.
Oh, if I shave, I look like Obama. My mother told me that. My mother, I'm not gonna lie about that.
Okay.
My nickname is Obama in some American and Japanese circle.
Okay. And now feel like if I didn't meet them, then I asked her from people before, like I check online and hang out and dating are different. So if I hang out with opposite sex, it doesn't mean like a male friend. It doesn't mean like I have a romantic interest.
No, you don't have to, but you got to be careful. You got to still be careful because you don't want to be misleading them. I know, but sometimes, you know, that's a prelude to seeing somebody or dating them. You know, like. I'm not trying to be strict. I'm just telling you, like, you should be a little bit more aware. Yeah. Yeah, hang out is not romantic, but it doesn't mean the other person is not interested. You know what I mean? It's like saying, I don't eat. I don't know. It's hard to make it, but you understand. Just because they hang out does not mean they don't like you. You know, people are not gonna be like, you're very open, even though you're kind of shy. You're still open about what you say, but not everybody is gonna be open about their feeling or is honest. So you got to realize they might be very reserved about their true opinions, and you know, try to socialize in a way that has advantage for them and only them. You know. Don't be so trusting, man. I noticed that. Like I was even thinking like, by the way that your female friends acted, they seemed really interested in like talking because they were laughing a lot. They were obviously enjoying the conversation with me, right? But then when they go talk by themselves and judge me or judge you, who knows? They might actually do what the Japanese girlfriends did. Not girlfriend, but Japanese female friend do with my ex-girlfriend. They might say, oh, don't talk to this guy, but then maybe try to go out with me or something if they found my company entertaining or enjoyable. You know, like, so girls especially have reputation of being sometimes less faithful to friendship than men, from biological level too, because men have to hunt as groups for success. It's like more women are more competitive about finding the best man, so they often could lie, cheat, or steal about if they approve of guy or not approve of guy. You know, they can lie and say, oh, this guy's not really traditionally acceptable because of bullshit reason. But then they might really secretly like that guy a lot and try to go out with him secretly if they have a chance, you know? You gotta understand, like, they're not as honest as you are. Your mind is very different than, like, the average girl.
You know, when I was like younger, I didn't know like I was really talking and well, like if a guy asks you to hang out alone, like or sometimes like if a guy has a girlfriend, you are not supposed to hang out alone with the guy. Like my friend told me.
Yeah, but I'm sure she hangs out with guy if she likes him. Ha.
If you hang out alone with the guy, my opinion, it doesn't mean like romantic love.
But it often does. It often does have that, do you know what, like, indirect meaning or indirect, it has a subtle implication. It does have that kind of implication, because the person's a different sex than you. You might not, but social norms would say that it's possible that you could. You know what I mean? You understand. It doesn't mean not you individually, but in general, it could mean that, and so people may think that about you, even they don't say that. So you got to be aware of that, and that's why a lot of times the people are interested in each other. They might hang out privately a lot.
Yeah, so that's why some my friends hang out and they most of the time they will bring some friends. And I just feel like really sad, but
I'm sure your friends thought that maybe we were dating potentially or something.
no,
You never know.
I didn't mean like dating or something.
But you don't know what they're thinking, because, you know, they could be thinking, like, privately, maybe she's dating this guy, who knows? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying like some of I heard from like American.
I believe you. I do believe you, but...
I know some American teenagers like they say like in university they said dating
Where are they gonna
means
get started?
like doing something like busy or fun in the city, but hang out doesn't mean like that romantic.
You know what? A lot of times, those interpretations, they really depend on the individual. So you have to take more charge as, like, adult, you know, like, you gotta take charge to make your own opinion about these things. And don't be so open to other people about that, because when you do that, they're gonna try to criticize you or maybe falsely compliment you based upon their interest, their personal interest. They're not always going to tell you what's best for you, or what, not best for you, but like what they think is best advice, even if it hurts your feeling a little bit. You know what I mean, right? The trust. You got to be really careful.
Right now. But I would feel like now I would feel like that's why I because you know that maybe you had relationship with you and I didn't say all
Lord Harriman is such a good, caring man. Great.
Yeah.
I don't know like in American culture that way, but right now I have my friend told me that's awkward.
That's not awkward. They're full of shit. A Japanese friend would hang out with me and Yuko too, you know. Karin would hang out with us too. They're just bullshitting you. Don't listen to them. I'm sure if I was a Chinese guy, they would never say anything. They probably wouldn't say anything if I was a Chinese guy, because they'd be afraid to be criticized back, maybe by even me or my girlfriend. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? If I was a Chinese guy and I'm like, oh, that's different. That's different.
want to do something, and usually it's girls. You need to have this girl do this thing, that girl do that thing. I was totally trusting like that person.
Yeah, don't trust that. Yeah, that's you gotta practice like being a little bit more scrutinous, I guess is the word I can use. Scrutinous, more judgmental. But I know. I wish for a perfect world too, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I know you want me to say something to make you feel better. I'll make you feel better by saying be much more careful, because I learned the hard way myself. I like, 2 years ago I dated, right after Craig died, I dated a Korean girl, and one of my Japanese friends, he made like horrible rumors about me because he was jealous. He hated Korean people, and his girlfriend liked me a little bit, so she made even more horrible rumors out of jealousy. You know what I mean? So I still talk to them sometimes, but I'm not like, I don't consider them so close friends anymore because they really betrayed me in a big way. So I mean, I found out because I was too trusting when I was suffering the death of a friend, and they took advantage of that to betray me. In terms of like romantic relationships.
Scandal not being that the one guy had an affair, but more like.
So just be very careful with that kind of stuff, especially in school, and like especially girls. Because I have a sister, and girls are even worse than guys. Like the guys, when the guy betrayed me,
Bobberton,
my American friend,
Bobberton,
who was his housemate, went crazy and angry at him, defending me, but girls not always going to do that. I doubt girls are going to do the same thing.
How much of a dick move would that be?
From my experience, I had sisters.
Every other slam campaign was just like that.
Different drama.
He's soft on immigration. Not hard enough. Not hard enough on the war on drugs. He can't stand up.
I think you're not a child. You're not a child, but I think because like
that is so funny.
Because you're trying to be very
trusting, that it would kill me.
To kind of relieve stress, maybe. I think they see that as being
that is
childish,
so funny.
In the sense that
I
you're
couldn't
too
even
trusting.
stand that it would kill me.
But instead of saying the actual potential problem, like you don't have to change. Don't change who you are, but just be careful, be aware. You know what I mean? Don't change your personality, but be careful. So like those people, when they say that, analytically speaking, they're kind of being critical of the difference in your personality from their personality. It has nothing to do with tradition. Anything they talk about tradition is a lie, it's bullshit. Because they'll say whatever tradition helps them. You notice in religion and in politics, the people that talk about tradition and good values, they usually are breaking the values and the laws of Moses. If you ever noticed. They're usually they're the biggest hypocrite. The same thing in everyday life, too. It's not just politicians. It's also like, with circle of friends and people. So be aware of that, and just like, if this person says that kind of thing, they're being critical of you, then be careful around them. Don't trust them so much. Even if they try to gain your trust, be very careful.
It's hard, man. That's a hard
That's the real world, man.
Really hard.
That's the real fucking world. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. I know you're pretty like innocent sometimes, or like open, and it feels good because
hard.
Trusting another person kind of relaxes you inside, but you gotta realize that this people betray you, it's gonna destroy you. Your emotion a lot.
Firm enough.
I learned from my mistakes, so I'm sharing my lessons by suffering with you so that you cannot have that problem. Well, like sometimes when you want to open somebody, trust them. Often,
and I can just imagine.
Humans are very
the
strange
PR
animal
of
about
brand
group.
campaign
So if the
side.
person's very
Sitting
similar
in their
to you,
offices
in,
laughing
like, interest or hobby,
off.
then they're probably a little bit safer to trust. Because if they hurt you,
they
they're gonna hurt
don't even
themselves
give a
too.
crap. They don't even give a crap about the guy that they're trying to help run for the campaign.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Coming up with stupid.
So, like, say you meet a Chinese girl who loves, video games or hobby,
and then you guys think about the reaction of the guy who's like, damn.
And they betray you. Well, if they betray you and tell people
leaders and his wife
strange facts about your interest or life,
they have no idea
you
why
can say the same thing about them
and be
correct and true, so it hurts them too.
What the fuck is,
so even if they're angry at you, the likelihood of them betraying you
specific
in big way is less. It's much less chance of them betraying you.
Specific hard, firm, and soft? What the hell is this
important, interesting.
And the guy is just like, oh god, I can't.
That's like a good way to kind of judge safety. Like, it's a simple way. It's a simple way to judge safety. If the person's personality is not very deep or refined, like, say they're very young, and they don't have their idea of what morals are right, wrong, and integrity, if they don't have those ideas well developed, and you want to decide if you could trust them at some basic level, you could use those superficial kind of superficial judgments to kind of get some basic safety of that person socially. It's superficial.
Damn right.
Yeah.
If surrendered, it would have been no fun.
And before them, and me, a great search. I had no desire to go back on my word. But when Phelan heard the news about Jarlia, he raised the stakes. He is forcing a vote in the next 2 days. By law, that prevents the Assembly from...
it's...
To help with your troops, I will require your assistance.
I think it's very true in East Asian, but it's, depending on the other countries in the world, it's still worldwide to some level. At a very level, it's still worldwide.
As a paragon, she outranks me. As a paragon, she outranks even the Assembly. Were she to support me as king, this awful debate would be over. It's hard to say what she would do. You haven't exactly known what her predictability.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sure.
She never seemed to like me.
I don't...
She's devoted to her craft, never cared for politics.
Yeah. If I have money, sure. I'm paying my rent now.
Bronca hated dark swan with a passion. She would certainly be a valuable voice to support your team.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I might be going to New York City to see Craig's grave.
If not, bringing proof of her death, or a body to return to the stone, would still show that as an ancestor it was my hand.
Of course.
Proof of her death, or a body to return to the stone, would still show that as an ancestor it was my hand she guided to her remains. My face Bronca's disappearance to a postal crossroads.
I have no problem at all. No problem at all.
It is many miles below where we normally...
Yo, do you understand what I'm telling you though about being like
into the deep road,
about being careful about like trusting? It's good to be open, but you still need to be careful about who you're open to.
Wasn't so sure.
Like I noticed that your friend that you had dinner with, I noticed that like the way that you're open with me, I don't know them so well, so I don't know if it was good or not for you to be so open around them, because
hey, look at me! Look at me! I'm a little puppet man.
Yeah.
His Lordship appreciates your support.
Get out.
The vote is soon and the deep road's long. I would leave now if you don't.
Long? It's hard.
Yeah, don't do that.
On crime.
Avoid that. Avoid that. You need to avoid that for safety, because you don't want people to hurt you. You got to be very careful. You know, that's like the reason why I go to counseling, is because when I need to be open about that kind of stuff, you know, if I do it with a professional person, they're not going to betray me, obviously, and I can be careful about how I judge people, if they're safe or not safe, and all those kind of things. You know what I mean? But you don't want it to happen again. You don't want your ex, yeah. But just be careful. You don't want to be betrayed again. I mean, people are still human beings. You know, they're not machines. They're not like perfect, and they still think about themselves first, obviously. So you gotta be careful. Like, I'm not saying don't trust anybody, but kind of be careful with everybody at least. You know what I mean? It's hard. You gotta practice. It's like everything in life. You have to practice. This is part of, like, you know, growing up and maturing in life.
You're back? But it takes
Practice and improving yourself. You can do it. You have enough intelligence, for sure.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month that trouble.
I don't know. Primary school was fun, but I don't mind life as much now. Because once you practice and you understand how to read people better, you can kind of have fun. You can experiment, do crazy shit. I don't know. That's the best way I can say it.
Good day to you.
Talk to you.
Day to you.
Talk to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Peter, have you seen a Grey Warden hereabouts? I've been privy to the rumor that he, or was that she? Hey, you understand this was many months
Yeah, I
ago.
don't mind.
It was searching for
Just be
Bronco.
careful. I'm
on
very.
Lord
Just be
Aramon's
careful.
own
I'm very
command.
man. I'm very horny man. Just be careful. I'm always like. Horny is like
muscular,
sexual. Like, I have strong sexual power because I'm very manly. I have high hormone.
Nimbus. If she's a woman,
It's fine, but even for you, always be careful around the men.
but with a strong
Men are
jaw and a
animal.
bold nose,
Human are animal, especially
surrounded
men.
by a
Don't
great
ever forget
glowing
that.
nimbus. If she's a woman, she might be more slight, but her eyes will shine with the light of purity, and her large but chaste bosom will heave magnificently.
I will kill you.
I've been looking for hours.
You.
Haven't seen
You
anyone who looks like
have to
that.
realize that's your individual
Very
point of view, right?
frustrating.
But you shouldn't. Don't project. You know what projection means? Don't project. Don't project your ideas upon other human beings so much.
Hey,
They could be
here's the
mistakes.
best
Because
thing.
you're coming from culture
Sanders must have fallen
of
way down.
group culture, right?
I
But the
suppose
problem
that
is,
would account for
so you're
healthy
coming from group
down
culture,
here.
but then you're coming to individualized society. So don't assume that other people from group culture are going to follow the old rules of group culture when they come here. Because often they're just going to pretend to follow the rule of group culture and then try to take as much for their individual gain. You know what I'm saying?
Name's Ogden. If you've ever heard of me before, it's probably all been about how I piss ale and kill little boys who look at me wrong.
Probably.
And that's mostly true. But the part they never say is how I'm the only one still trying to save our only paragon. And if you're looking for Bronca, I'm the only one who knows what she was looking for.
It's the same everywhere. It's not just China, it's all over the world. So just be very careful.
Tell me and then start off. And then start off.
Yeah. I understand. I do it.
I know what Bronca wanted and how she was looking. You, I assume, know whatever Harrowmont's men have got up on where exactly she did.
Darkseid could be fun. But you have to be like, you have to get more practice being careful.
Otherwise,
I'm pretty open person myself. So I'll admit to you things that other friends won't tell you. Like, I'm always horny. You know, like, I'll tell you those kind of things like that. But, like, average American is not going to be as open as
what's one more?
Average human.
Bronca was a brilliant girl. But half the time she'd have
It depends,
and
but
make it 50.
It depends,
You
but
want
in
to
general,
you need a brilliant girl.
at least for my
Half
generation,
the time she
I'm
had
a little bit more open than average American. Not too much.
You need someone who knows how she thinks.
You'll be fine though. You just got to get more experience socializing, because where you're from in East Asia, and not just China, Japan too, and Korea, the problem with like young people like your age is that you study so hard in high school, getting good grades, learning about like different science or mathematics, but you kind of, your development of social skill is slowed down because you're totally focused on academic life. So probably like an American high school student has the social skill of dealing with people and trust that you have, because when you were younger you were studying so much harder than any American ever studied, right? So now you're kind of having new social experience, but you're starting from a lower level because you never had that experience when you were younger, so you're having it now. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like an intellectual, it's not biological. It's just, difference in focus in terms of life development. So like when I was, even though I have biological way to be more open or more energetic, even I'm more open in energy. When I was younger, I had more experience socializing with different types of people from different cultures. Whereas if I grew up in Japan, I would have more experience studying hard and learning to have good, study habit. So when I go to college, then I have high school social experience to compensate. Sure, of course. Not just culture difference, but also culture interpretation, because some people might falsely claim culture difference to their advantage secretly and never tell you. You know? You do what you want, because you don't know. Yeah.
Of all the endings, we are a dimension. Ending.
Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't trust when people say that, because the problem is someone saying that, they can do double standard, because they grow up in the same country as you for 20 years of their life. I don't believe that all their habits have changed, unless they were open personality when they lived in China too. So I wouldn't completely agree.
careful out there.
That's unhealthy.
Watch your steps.
That's unhealthy relations. Unhealthy relationship is when a person over controls the couple. And makes other person uncomfortable and separates other person from his family and his friend. That's considered unhealthy relation.
Yeah. Just gonna walk through.
That's double standard, yeah.
I can't do that.
I'm listening. Well, you remember I told you? Remember I told you on the internet, Japanese woman, she says absolutely no Asian guy at all. Remember? And she's like my age. She's like a counselor my age. Think about that. There's reason. You know what I mean? Different society will have different standard for different groups of people, man and woman too. So you gotta think that kind of can affect people's personality and stuff. You know, that social situation often affects people's personality unconsciously. I know. But everybody's different person, so you gotta be careful. Everyone's different. I mean, in like nuanced ways, in small ways. But still, people are gonna look out for their self-interest, no matter who they are, even yourself. Right? You don't wanna starve to death. You gotta survive, you know. So. It's bullshit. The selfish gene is just survival gene. I heard about it. Didn't read it. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
And I also have the riches of life is also about like kind of like biological and scientific book.
Our what?
It's a biology book. It's called the richness of the life. It's also like latest talk like a really famous like scientist, right?
Interesting.
I mean, did you read that book? Like,
I didn't read it. I didn't read it, honestly. I just finished my thesis, so I didn't have time to read things or watch movies. I didn't have time for that kind of like casual reading or TV, because I just finished my master thesis a couple of months ago. No, it's okay. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying I didn't have chance for recreational enjoyment of anything. I don't mean it in a bad way. I wish I had chance to read that, but I just didn't have a chance.
I actually have a documentary. I have both like a lot of BBCs and Discovery documents like in my phone. I basically watch most of in the break.
Interesting.
If you like to, I can follow you some of the, some of the like your BBCs or.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to. You know, there's an interesting drama in the BBC I watched. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's from BBC Horizon. It's called Planet of Ape Men. You might like it.
I think a lot of like BBCs like the planet Earth, like with famous human planets, like this kind of series usually like usually they need to buy like online or buy the DVDs.
Oh no, you don't have. It's free on YouTube. It's like it's a little bit older, I think, because it's older. I think that's why it's free on YouTube.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think I already have a lot of things to need to watch.
Okay, no problem. I'm not trying to pressure you. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not pressuring you.
You know, I used to recently watch a lot of anime. Like,
Yeah, no, I know. Me too. I recently watched Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
have you watched it as Phase 0 or Phase 9?
What's it called?
Do you have any idea why this world is the way it is?
No, I didn't.
What? Who are you?
I just started watching like TV and things now. Even I was so depressed I couldn't play video games for a long time. Until now. Literally now.
Out. Wants to get his revenge. He wants back what he feels the world took
One day,
from
like
him.
last semester, I didn't sleep for 2 days, and like in the evening I cannot
Not
sleep,
like
so
you
I
could actually
watch a
get
lot of anime.
This world exists.
Yeah, I do. I watch video game live
You heard
stream.
something just now?
Like I have a live stream channel that I'm streaming right now while I'm talking to you, and it's on Twitch TV. And I kind of made friends with people in community that are professional gamer and live streamer, and they kind of helped me deal with a lot of my difficult emotions. You know, after Craig died and while trying to do my thesis. And they encouraged me a lot and gave me advice for job interview and stuff.
Yeah, but you have a good chance, like, for you have like some professor and really support you.
Oh, you mean like emotional? I don't have much family support though, Shushu.
Yeah, but I mean like your kind of professor or like the friend you told me, like the Japanese professor, like kind of support you, like kind of care about like you. She can.
Yeah, well, because they work with me like colleague. We actually have similar research, so I help them with their research too, like PhD thesis and publication. So we're actually collaborating. We're not just like friend. I mean, we're friend, like family, but we're also like professionally connected too. Like they write me recommendation letter in Japanese. You know what I mean? As colleague, not just like friend. So I'm kind of lucky in that way. Actually, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky, not kind of lucky.
Okay, so
What I was gonna ask you. Sorry, go ahead.
so you said you have questions to ask me?
Yeah, like, what do you like still play games as your hobby ever?
What is your hobby? Like, can you say it again?
What is your hobby? Like, do you play video games sometimes?
Oh, my favorite game I played like during the break is kind of like to Nostalgia, Ambition.
Huh. Do you play computer?
Have you ever heard about it?
No, do you play computer game or do you play like
Computer games and mostly about like history games and
Okay.
And I would say, have you heard about Romance of the Three Kingdoms?
Yeah, of course. My brother loves it.
Nobunaga's Ambition.
Oh, okay. I know Nobunaga's Ambition.
Yeah, Nobunaga is like a really famous like
yes,
drink.
Shogun kind of, yeah.
That series was fantastic. Like about history, like because I like history and I also trying to watch some history about like after I watch like Gintama, I read some history about like that time. You know, I don't know how to say it.
Better find cover.
Like Gintama is based on like the kind of like the Soho and that's like called like the Bakumatsu or like during the time like the Bakumatsu or something.
Fu Manchu.
Like, Manchu or something. I don't know how to spell that. It's like Tokugawa, so like how the Tokugawa Dogo and like and I